Hey there, this is Brian from quantlabs.net. I want to show you a critical point of all algorithmic-based trading. At some point, we'll want to do backtesting against historical data. What I'm about to show you in this video is exactly that using Matlab with Yahoo data, which is free, as well as MySQL, which is free. So the database that we're using is obviously MySQL. Just a little bit about databases and my preferences. I find Oracle's a little too expensive and just too out of reach for a guy like myself. Same with DB2. They're very good databases. I've worked with them over the years. I find that Microsoft's SQL Server is just as good if you don't mind working with Windows only. That's a little cheaper than obviously Oracle, probably as fast, but I'm not a database expert for that. But then there's also the free option of MySQL, which a lot of web startups use, but also a surprise is that Yahoo Finance, their backend is supported by MySQL. So that says something about MySQL itself. It's probably one of the most popular databases out there for this sort of thing. So the nice thing is with Matlab, it enables you to connect into a MySQL or SQL Server or whatever database quite easily if you have the database connector toolbox, which I believe it's called. So in this Matlab script file that I'm about to show you, you do need the database toolbox as well as the data capture for market data. So I'm obviously using Yahoo for that. So you might see some functions that you're not familiar with if you're using a vanilla version of Matlab. So you do need those two toolboxes to move ahead with this little mat script code that I've got in front of you, or will be showing you in a minute. What I'm about to load up right here is the MySQL query database. This is a fairly recent version of MySQL, probably 5.2 or whatever. What I have here is a stocks database with a stock end of day table. What I've done is I've cleared out the table, so there's no records in there at all. Let me just show you that. And voila, there is nothing in the table. So if I move into my MATLAB, which is here, I have a MATLAB script. So if you go to my Quant Labs link that I provide, you can get this script available. This is very, very basic. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all the memory. I'm going to add path of the MySQL connector Java jar file that you need for this. This is to make the MySQL connection happen within Matlab. You can easily download it from mysql.com or org, whatever it is. I'm going to assume that you have some knowledge in that, as well as you obviously have to set up your MySQL database, workbench, whatever tools GUI tools if you live off the command line. But I'm going to assume that you know MySQL. But as I said, the tool that I've just shown you prior was the MySQL Administrator. That's the kind of tool I like to work with. Anyhow, let's get into the code. So we have our MATLAB script here. It's an M file. Clear out the memory. Connect into the Yahoo servers. Returns a handle from the Yahoo servers. I call it connect. It's going to send out a symbol MSFT, which is obviously Microsoft. It can be anything that Yahoo has, Apple, AAPL, whatever it is. Does a fetch using that string right here, returns its data, and then you have to close the connection just to keep everything clean and dispose of extra resources that Matlab would need. Then what you need to do is you connect into your, in my case, a local host, which is your MySQL. And remember, I have this data result set or matrix. And then essentially I have to give the credentials into the database. So I have a user called test, password test, the database name, which is stocks, which is this database right here, the stocks. And then from there, what we do is we have some JDBC connection string stuff, which is what Matlab uses, the underlying JDBC, which is Java's database connectivity mechanism into a database. You have to provide the driver, which is obviously the MySQL. And then you just build the database object, I guess, which is part of this function for the database connector. And then you're pretty well connected. So if you do have a connection, which is here, then you need to build your query string. In my case, I'm just doing something very simple. I'm doing an insert into the stock EOD table, which is this guy right here, the stock EOD. And then from there you are going to populate the columns, history date, history high, history low, all that stuff, with the return matrix objects of data high, low, open, last, volume, and then just executes the command or the equivalent of a fetch. This might be a little wonky, you could probably do it other ways. And in some cases, let's say if you just want to do a certain select on that stock EOD, you can put that result set into this RS data matrix, and that will return all the fields. So let me just run. So what I'm about to do is, after doing an insert into the table with this data, which I just showed you right here, I can now do a select statement as opposed to doing a straight up insert. Just going back into MATLAB, I can uncomment this, comment that, uncomment the select statement, save, and then rerun the db-tt test, and we should be able to see a select. So there's the RS data, which is the result set of the select statement, which is this right here, RS fetch, and then RS data is on the get from the fetch. And then, as I said, this is the resulting data, and this is what it looks like, the structure of it. So you'll get your data set of your date. I believe that's the close or one of the values from the table, which is found here. So it's your historical high, historical low, historical open, and it results in your RS data matrix or column. I'm always getting these confused, array. But there you go. That's a general rundown of using Yahoo to retrieve Yahoo market data, as well as being able to populate MySQL tables with that data coming from Yahoo. So hopefully I'll help you out. Talk to you later.